Let's go outside, let's take a walk in the sun. There are things to learn and things to see. A big wide world for you, your dog, and me. Dog Talk. Hi everybody and welcome to Dog Talk. I'm Pat Becker and you know our co-host, Rusty. How are you?
I'm doing great, Pat.
And we have Corey Everett. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you, and what darling little dogs you've brought us. These are our dogs of the week, so tell me about them.
Well, Duke right here is a 3-year-old or maybe 4-year-old dachshund mix. And then I have Dixie, who is a 5-month-old Australian cattle dog mix.
Yes, she is, and whatever the mix is, it works beautifully for them because they
I'm just playing over here. You guys just having a good time. Dixie and I are going to have some fun.
Yes, she is adorable. So how long have you had them?
I got Duke when he was 3 months old, and then I actually was fostering Dixie for the Humane Society, and I didn't want to give her back.
Central Oklahoma Humane?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, that is an excellent organization, and we are so proud to be associated with them. It's just an organization that works very, very hard at finding homes for their dogs. I mean, they really do a super, super job. So what do you do with them? Are they companions, or what do you do?
A little bit of both. Duke's been doing agility for 3 years.
Wow. And where do you do that?
Right at Twister.
Oh, at Twister Agility. Okay.
Yep.
And he's been doing it for 3 years?
Yes.
Wow, how good is he?
We're
good?
We're good. Don't have the weave poles, but
I
good.
bet he is great. So this one looks like
she
just would really love to do it.
Yes, she just started 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
so
fun.
Yeah,
we're gonna get her going.
The energy that she has and the concentration, and she has confidence, and that's a
little
great deal.
too much confidence. I'm kind of scared for her to go flying over some stuff. But
I don't think you can get too much, and this one is a little bit shyer, but this one is a great dog. So we have made your dogs the dogs of the week, and we have a $100 gift certificate from A1 Pet Emporium. And that will, you take it and buy them something for them in the store.
Some dog food for you.
Absolutely, and all kinds of other stuff.
Anything else that Dixie might want
I was gonna wait on that and give you something that maybe they would like.
I think we have some good things. Well, Pat's picking out a few. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
I'm going to want that. Not her.
These are going to go crazy.
So, look, sweetheart,
so tell us your
look
love
here.
of dogs. How did you get your first one, and what made you be a dog person?
I have always had a dog. I grew up on a farm, and so we've always had border collies around the house. And I don't ever remember not having a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whenever I moved out, I got him shortly thereafter. Because
well, and we appreciate it. So you're actually fostering her.
Well, I actually adopted her.
Okay.
Yeah, I adopted her.
She stole her heart.
Okay. Yeah, I started to say that one would be hard to resist.
I got the foster email and I sent her picture to my roommate. And a couple weeks later, I was like, I think I have to keep her. And my roommate was like, yeah, I knew that whenever you sent me the photo.
that is so true, so true.
Yeah.
And you know, we really do appreciate it, and appreciate everyone who goes in and fosters a dog or gets a dog that way, because it's so necessary. Buying puppies and everything is great if you go to a really good breeder, you know, that's wonderful. But these little dogs are so innocent, and their birth and what their future holds, you know, are now in your hands. As far as, you know, they need people. And this kind of atmosphere, this kind of a home is what they need. Well, we so appreciate so much your coming, and it's we could play with these dogs.
I want to see how she does in agility. Please keep us posted. It should be fun.
Last week she did pretty good, so.
All right.
Yeah, excellent. We're going to take a quick break. We get sidetracked here, folks. You'll have to excuse us. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, Dr. Hanzlicek is going to give us a little information.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
So, you know, this time of the year, we feel the heat. And the dogs even more.
Absolutely.
So we need to address the issue of heat and dogs and how it can affect them. So we asked Dr. Hanzlicek, and he gave us some good advice. Watch this. I'm here with Dr. Hanzlicek, and we are going to talk about heat stroke today. So tell me, do dogs get heat stroke the way people do?
Heat stroke in dogs is very similar to heat stroke in people. Sometimes it is because of exertion, which is a lot of times why dogs and people have heat stroke. Dogs also can get heat stroke by being left in the car. And then certain dogs, certain size dogs, and certain breeds of dogs are actually at higher risk for getting heat stroke, but it's very similar to heat stroke in people.
So how much heat, as opposed to a human, how much heat can a dog take?
It's very different for every dog, and so certain things will make a dog more susceptible to heat stroke. In general, I say that if you're hot outside, your dog is probably also hot outside. And
comparatively, what is the, as far as temperature, what can they take? What can they handle?
So most dogs can probably handle the temperatures outside as they are now in the summertime, 90 or 100 degrees. They need shade, just like we do. They need plenty of water, and they can't be put somewhere where it's going to get much hotter than that, such as a car or a closed environment.
So we were talking about the different breeds of dogs. Now, little Max here has a coat that is, it's a silky coat, but it's still pretty thick. So it's like wearing a fur coat outside for a human.
Exactly.
The thing that occurs to me, too, is a dog that is, say, overweight, would that make it worse?
Absolutely. So there are some things that affect dogs that they can have that can make them more likely to get a heat stroke or make a heat stroke worse if they actually do have a heat stroke. One is being overweight. When a dog is overweight, they can't move as much air in and out of their lungs, and again, that's how they cool themselves. Another thing that we see with dogs with very short noses, so kind of smush-faced dogs, or brachiocephalic is the big word for that, like bulldogs, Boston Terriers, Pekingese,
Pugs,
pugs. They also many times can't move air the way that other dogs can, and they are very predisposed to heat stroke. So an English bulldog is kind of a classic example of a dog that goes out, maybe just walks around the block when it's 100 degrees and has a heat stroke. We've seen that multiple times, and it's because they can't move air the same. Yep.
It makes a big difference, I know. And as you say, the coat on a dog, say a greyhound as opposed to a Newfoundland or a Pyrenees, they're going to have more of a problem with the heavier coats.
Absolutely.
And the dogs with an undercoat, does that make it even more? Does that exacerbate it?
It probably does, yeah. I think the thicker the coat, the longer the coat, the more likely they are to have problems with heat in the summer. And so shortening that coat, thinning that coat can help them be more comfortable in the summer and maybe even decrease the chance of heat stroke.
So would you say smaller dogs are more prone or larger dogs are more prone to heat stroke?
I think the breeds that are more prone are the dogs with the shorter smush faces, which many of those are smaller. And then the other group of dogs that we see very commonly are the big dogs. They're the ones that tend to be left outside more often.
I have a mission to tell people not to put dogs in the back of their pickup trucks.
Yeah, I always recommend against putting a dog in the back of a pickup. I think that it can get much warmer there. The metal gets very, very hot. That can actually burn the paw pads. And I would say that more often with dogs in the back of the truck, we see problems with them falling out, breaking legs, hurting themselves, but they can also get overheated there.
I wanted to add there is also wintertime can be a problem too as far as dogs in cars because when it could be 70 degrees outside and over 90 in the car. So it's not just summertime, is it?
Right. No, it's any time, and I would say that you're right. Any time the temperature is close to 70 or higher, of course, we shouldn't leave our dogs in cars because the car gets much, much warmer than it is outside. It may not feel that hot to us outside, but that car is going to get 20, 30, or even 40 degrees warmer than it is outside.
Yeah,
so
that is a major problem. Thank you again so much. We appreciate it.
Wow, that was a great episode and very important for the summer. You got to keep an eye on your dog. Make sure they have shade, make sure they have water, and make sure they're staying cool.
Absolutely. A little pool to splash in would be helpful too.
Definitely helps.
Yeah. So what do we have coming up here?
Oh, Michelle went to a poker run and had a fantastic time.
Our Michelle?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, she brought some video back, so we'll catch it on the other side of this break.
I'm dying to see that.
Hey, Dog Talk fans, make sure you join the conversation on social media. Just go to facebook.com/dogtalktv. We'd love to hear a story of your furry friend, so send us an email to pat@dogtalktv.com. You could be featured as our Dog of the Week. Now, enjoy the show.
Here's a quick tip for helping your dogs maintain a normal body temperature throughout the summer season. Provide cool water pools for them to hop into. Plastic baby pools are great. Also, new plastic cement mixing tubs are very inexpensive and sturdy. Provide plenty of fresh water daily, keeping buckets and pools in a shaded area. If you have a covered patio, provide your dog with a comfortable blanket or bed. And remember, folks, the heat you feel is twice as hard on your pet. So, Rusty tells me you went to a poker run?
I did.
The motorcycle poker run kind of?
Yes.
Whoa.
Don't I look like a biker chick? I mean, come on.
Well, your hair bag, give you some black leather. I don't know.
You didn't before, but I noticed a little difference.
Oh.
Something's happening here. So
Tell us about the poker run. What was it? What organization was it for?
Well, the Mustang Animal Shelter and Free to Live partnered on this, and then there was also there's a charity called Riders of Oklahoma, and so what they do is they go do different charity runs and donate the money.
they are so generous. They really are. The bikers are just wonderful for that. They're always up for doing something, to help the different organizations that need funding. And so this they do every year, for sometimes a different organization. But they are so counting on this kind of thing, because they love it. When I talk with them, they go, "Oh yeah, man, we got another event to go to." So I know it was fun. So you took all this video. Can we see that?
Oh my goodness, yes. You've got to see what all took place. It was amazing.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, now if you're like me, you're looking for any excuse to get outside. So when Shauna Bostic called me and said, we've got an event that's got dogs, it's got motorcycles and barbecue, how could I say no? Shauna, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for coming out.
Oh, hey, I love it. These events are my favorite part of my job. Well, except for the dogs. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the event that's going on today? I've got to be honest, I don't have a bike, I don't know anything about motorcycles, and I've never been to a poker run.
Well, with the help of Rides of Charity, Free to Live, our organization, Friends of the Mustang Animal Shelter, Mrs. Doolittle's Plans Day, Harley World, and a few other organizations, we're having a poker run. So everybody, most of them are on bikes, but they're welcome to come in cars. They go to each stop, they get a card. By the end, they win a poker hand or not. Somebody else might be able to explain that better than I can. That's my juvenile understanding of it. All the funds raised go to our two charities. So it helps dogs and it helps cats and helps us do the work that we do.
That's fantastic. I tell you what, I've seen bikes coming in. Of course, the showroom here is filled with them. It looks amazing. I don't have one. It makes me want to buy one. I don't think Pat will go for buying me a business vehicle, but it's worth the shot. The worst you can do is say no. Now, Matt, you're with Free to Live. What exactly is Free to Live?
We're a no-kill sanctuary for abused and abandoned dogs and cats. We've got just under 300 animals, and this is our 33rd year. And man, we're just excited. We've done rides before with Ride Oklahoma Charities, and when Adina called us and asked if we wanted to kind of join forces this year, and thought it was a great idea. So we're just having a blast out here.
Oh, Wow. Okay, now Adina, tell us about your business. You're with Mrs. Doolittle's, is that
Yeah,
correct?
Mrs. Doolittle's Pet Stay and Play, and I've always done the rides for the charities, and with ROC they do a lot of work with charitable stuff, and so I talked to one of their members and we decided to hook up with Matt with Free to Live and get Shauna in on it and do it for both charities and try to make it a big annual event.
Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, I'm telling you, this is so much fun. We've got dogs coming in the store. I didn't realize you could bring your dogs to Harley World. I didn't really know anything about Harley World other than the motorcycles. So I'm excited about the clothes and all the things going on here. Now, can you tell me a little bit about your charity?
Ride Oklahoma Charities, we just ride around Oklahoma. That's pretty much it. We go to different places. You know, we're here at Harley World, and today we're going to stop at Indian Motorcycles. We're also going to be stopping at a few other places that are going to be fun. We've worked with Free to Live. This is our second time working with Free to Live, and Mrs. Doolittle's Stay and Play has always helped out in raffles and things like that, even when we're not doing a shelter charity. We work with 501c3s. We ride bikes. We love riding bikes. We love donating. So it's the fact of let's get together, let's ride, and let's do what we love, helping people.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
animals.
Fantastic. I love it. What a great idea. You know, if somebody likes to ride bikes, why not do it for a charity and help out a good cause? That's fantastic. Well, we're going to get to looking around the store here because, I mean, I got to shop if you bring me in a store. So thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for having us out today, guys. This is really exciting. I can't wait to get on the road and hit these other stops. We'll see you here in a minute, guys. I found a dog with a story, and this dog found an owner. And I've got Brad here. Now, tell us a little bit about Mary. You got her from the Celtic Corgi Rescue, correct?
Yeah, Diane has a Facebook page, and I found her. Some good friends of mine at the Ride Oklahoma Charities had a rescue Corgi that I fell in love with. It fell in love with me. In October, I had a major back surgery. Upper back, was going through a lot of pain. Living alone,
I tell you
I'm
what,
trying.
these dogs can be the best companions when we're going through a hard time.
I was in a depression state that I've never been as low as I was, and one day just raised that bed and screamed to God, I need help. This little lady showed up on Facebook.
This was your help.
And I applied, got turned down, because Diane does a fantastic job of screening. My dogs just didn't have a vet history. And she researched it and called me and said, hey, you don't have a vet history. And I said, well, I do, but I don't. And, you know, my dogs are always so healthy. And something told Diane to take a chance. And about 2 days after I had her, she got me out of bed in the morning and let her outside. And we wound up going outside walking. And we, next day we was walking around the block. And 3 days later I was in the gym, and March 1st I returned to work at the refinery in Wynnewood. And the doctor was amazed. He said, I didn't see you, if you went back to work, I didn't see you going back to August. And I put a lot of it on this young lady right here. I said she knew when I hurt. She got in my lap. She would lay with me. She has her own Facebook page. It's Mary and Me, M-E-R-R-Y and Me, and she's been a joy. And you know, I get emotional when I talk about it because my life was pretty bleak at the time, and she gave me focus, and I made a vow then anything this lady needs, if I can help, I'm going to do it because you save a life.
You know, he said you took a shot on him, and it sounds like this worked out so well.
It did. One of my focuses in rescuing these corgis is not just saving them, but also adding quality of life to people. And a lot of times you hear in rescues, people say, I hate people, I love dogs. Well, we have to have the people, because these dogs need homes. And I have guidelines I go through when I place for adoption, but every once in a while, you have to look past what you see on the paper, and you have to look at the soul of the person who's applying. That's what I do with Brad. And honestly, when I walked up here today, I didn't recognize this man from the last time I saw him. I thought, well, who's got Mary? And he just looks great, and well, they both do. And this is just why I do this.
It's physically and mentally.
Yes.
I mean, the mental part was the hardest part.
Yeah.
You know?
But this is what we do, why we do what we do. It's not just for the dogs, but for the people that they enrich too.
That's right. Well, thank you for sharing your story with us. That's fantastic. We just love Mary. She's just so sweet. Well, thanks again. We're enjoying this, and we're going to get back out to the bikes.
All right.
Come support.
Oh my gosh, that was really great.
Oh, there's so much more, Pat. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, you're not going to believe where else we went.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
A1 Pet Emporium is Oklahoma's authority on healthy nutrition for dogs and cats. Quality does not have to cost more, and we only have the best. If your pet suffers from allergies, digestive issues, skin infections, or hair loss, it may be the result of their diet. A1 Pet Emporium can help. We offer pet portraits monthly, adorable rescue animals every Saturday from noon to 4, and free dog and cat food samples. Locally owned and operated, we want to be your neighborhood pet store.
I said I was going shopping, guys, and look, I already found me a jacket. I was impressed. It's not orange. Look at the detail in the sleeves. I love it. Now we just need to convince Pat that I need a clothing expense account so that I can purchase it.
I like the tips already. David Dunn. He is the founder of ROC, and he's also the owner of Margarita Island. And so
Now tell me exactly, you said you're the founder of ROC. How long has this charity been going on?
About 2 years now.
2 years.
Yeah.
And what made you start this?
There were a lot of good charity groups out there. We wanted to do something where we were doing our rides where 100% of the money went to the recipients. Matt with Free to Live is a great guy, and they do good things out there.
Now this is your first partnership with the Mustang Animal Shelter, though, with them incorporated with Free to Live this year?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we appreciate you having us out. We think it's fantastic that you guys have sponsored this and allowed everybody to come out here. I've never done one of these. I've never been to a poker run. I didn't even really know what it was. I've heard of them a million times. So watching the guys get their cards and their chips and things, this has been a lot of fun. So.
And most of these people do this about every weekend. A lot of these folks that you'll meet out here now, they ride motorcycles and they're bearded and look rough, but they do a charity deal almost every weekend.
But thank you for having us out, and it was great to talk to you.
Well, thank you for being out here. We appreciate you guys.
Guys, I tell you what, this has been the most fun I've ever had. I've never been to a poker run. I am so excited that y'all invited me. I tell you what, I don't know how these people do it. They're telling me they do this every weekend. I am exhausted.
I know, it's incredible. I mean, Ride Oklahoma Charities, for all different kinds of groups, not just animal groups, but man, so we're just so appreciative of what they do, not just for us, but so many different people.
Well, it was an amazing turnout. I'm really impressed. I think, you guys did great with the raffles and the riders and all the different, I tell you what, you fundraised until you couldn't fundraise anymore.
That's right. And then we got here tonight and the sun kind of automatically came down when we got here. So it was a little chilly this morning, but warmed up.
Yes, it's been beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us. We've had a blast. Again, this was such a fun activity. I mean, it was an entire day that was just jam-packed with fun. And if you've never been to a poker run like I had never been to a poker run, you gotta try one, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Gosh, I tell you, I just loved it. You are now a biker babe.
I don't know about that.
Honest to gosh, though, in truth, if I thought one of those jackets and a big motorcycle would make your day, I'd do it. But then how would you get your...
I'm thinking, company car. Oh.
I think she'd be gone.
Well, that's okay. She'll be out sponsoring events for dogs who need it. It's a write-off.
No. I think her dogs and her kids need her at home. Guys, it's been great. We've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much, Michelle. You two guys do such a good job, and it's just a pleasure, absolutely a pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you. I think the pleasure is ours.
It takes a village, does it not, to get the message across? Everybody have a wonderful week, and please get out to do this. Rescue a dog, go to these biker runs, these events and things, and enjoy. And we will see you next week. Go on Facebook, too. We'd like to hear from you.
We're talking about dogs. Talking about big dogs, talking about little dogs, oh yeah. Chasing the ball, chasing the cat, digging holes, thing like that. Dogs, talking about dogs.